Hello everyone, myself Julie Yadav, Assistant Professor in Computer Science Department from Ajay Kumar Garg Engineering College, Ghaziabad. So today's topic of my presentation is encoding. So basically what the thing is, while we are sending the data or the data when transmitting from one source to another, then it is in the form of a binary word, right? Like in the form of 0 or 1. But while we are sending the data by using a transmission medium, then it has to be converted into some other form so that it can be traveled through that medium. So in which form it has to be converted? It has to be converted into a signal. So when the data is transmitted from one source to another, the data is in this form and we have to transmit it to the another source, then it has to be transmitted by using or by converting that into a signal. And then signal is of two type, analog and digital. Analog signal is basically a type of this kind of signal where the intensity is not uniform, right? And this is the analog system, and the digital system signal is like if 1 represent this, then 0 represent this, 1 represent this, then a sequence or synchronized way of signal is known as the digital signal. So while we are converting the analog to digital or digital to digital or digital to analog or analog to analog, so there is a need of conversion of these signals. Why there is a need of? As I have just told you, while we are transmitting data from one source to another, then the source can work on some other machine, or the destination can work on some another machine. So the data as it is transmitted is same as it is received. That can be done through the signal transmission. So first is, what is encoding? So the process of converting the data or a given sequence of character or alphabet in a specific format for the secure transmission of data. Why we are converting this data into signal form? Because we want the data to be secured transmission, right? So encoding is basically the process of converting that data into a specific format, that is encoding, and decoding is reverse of that. Means the encoding is done at the point of sender and decoding is done at the point of receiver. Means when data is sending, means when the sender wants to send the data, then it need to be encoded so that it can be secure, right? When it gets encoded, then it transmit to the towards the destination, and at the destination or at the receiver end, the same process received, and at receiver end the same process proceeds is known as decoding. So decoding is the reverse of encoding, which extract the information from the converted form. We convert the data into a signal. This is encoding, and when we convert the signal again to the data, then this is decoding, right? So there are various methods of conversion from one signal to another. First method is digital to digital, analog to digital, digital to analog, and last one is analog to analog. So let's see what is analog and what are the encoding techniques. So first is analog data to analog signal. When we are converting the analog data into analog signal, then we say it analog data to analog signal conversion. There are various techniques of modulation such as amplitude modulation, frequency modulation and phase modulation. These are the techniques in which an analog data can be converted into an analog signal. Next is analog data to digital signal. This process can be termed as digitization. Why it is digitization? Because it is done by the pulse code modulation. It is a technique which used for the digitization. So hence it is nothing but digital modulation, or we can say sampling and quantization are important factor in this. When we are converting an analog data to the digital data, then we have to do PCM. PCM is pulse code modulation, and doing the pulse code modulation, it has 3 steps. First is sampling, quantization, and then converting the data into a specific format. Next is digital data to analog signal. The modulation techniques such as amplitude shift keying, frequency shift keying, and phase. It is of three types. Means digital data can be converted to an analog signal by using three techniques, modulation technique. First is frequency shift key technique, phase shift key technique, and one more is amplitude shift key technique. These are the techniques that we are going to study in digital data to analog signal conversion. Last one is digital data to digital signal. My main focus is on this technique, in which a digital data is in the form of binary numbers. Then that binary numbers are converted into a digital signal, a specified signal. So there are several ways to map the digital data to digital signal. Digital encoding process uses various encoding techniques, that pattern of voltage or current level, to represent the ones and zeros in digital signal before the transmission proceeds. So my main focus is on digital data to digital signal. So before proceeding towards this, let me explain you some of these techniques, like analog data to analog signal conversion. What does it mean? When we are converting, or an analog signals are modified to represent analog data, means analog data is of type 0, 1, 2, this type of data, and we are representing it in this form, right? This is analog signal. So this conversion requires three techniques. First technique is amplitude modulation, second technique is frequency modulation, and last one is phase modulation. Let us see what are these. So amplitude modulation. In amplitude modulation, the amplitude of the carrier signal is modified to reflect the analog data. This signal is the analog data. This analog data, and this one is the carrier signal. The change is not in the analog data, the change is in the carrier signal. When the carrier signal is modified to reflect this analog data, then if their amplitude is different or amplitude is modified, then that is known as the amplitude modulation. Or we can say that amplitude modulation is implemented by means of a multiplier. The amplitude of modulation signal is multiplied by the amplitude of carrier signal, which then reflect data analog. Basically, this is the analog data and this is the carrier signal. When these two data or these two signal, this is the carrier signal, means the carrier signal is the signal of that medium which we are using to transmit that analog data. The changes in the carrier signal, how it change? Its amplitude is changed. Like here you can see, this is the analog data. This analog data is multiplied with the carrier signal, and the resultant is this. This is the amplitude modulation signal. How we get this signal? It is like this one, this one. In this way, means the frequency, the amplitude of this signal is changed according to this. Here you can see the amplitude. Amplitude is vary from one point to another. Here you can see the amplitude varies. In the carrier signal, earlier it was we can say a synchronized or a uniform. Here you can see a uniform amplitude. Now the amplitude is changed. How it get changed? It get changed according to the analog data. So this is known as the amplitude modulation technique. But the important thing is the only thing that has been changed in carrier signal is its amplitude. There is no change in the frequency as well as there is no change in the phase of carrier signal. Only the amplitude of this has been changed. Right? Next one is frequency modulation. What is frequency modulation? Earlier it was a amplitude modulation in which the amplitude of the carrier signal has been changed. How it has been changed? It has been changed according to the analog data. So, frequency modulation is a technique in which the frequency of the carrier signal is modified in accordance with the frequency of modulating signal to reflect the change in the voltage level of modulating signal, analog data you can say. So, how the amplitude remains the same as well as the phase remains the same, only the change is in the frequency. Here you can say this is the carrier signal and this is the analog data. Here you can say the frequency, earlier it was like the frequency was very small, and here you can say the frequency has increased. Why it has increased? Because there is a change, means when you are converting the analog data, then the frequency of carrier signal has been changed according to the analog data. So, this represents the signal that has been changed according to the frequency. So, this is the frequency modulation. Next one is the phase modulation. Phase modulation, and in the previous one, while we are converting or while the frequency modulation is done, then there is no change in the amplitude. Here you can see the amplitude remains uniform, only the frequency has been changed, right? In the same way, there is no change in the phase. If the carrier signal starting from upper phase, then here also the modulating signal starting from the upper phase. So, next one is the phase modulation. In the modulation technique, the phase of the carrier signal is modulated in according to the reflecting the change in voltage of analog data signal. The phase modulation is practically similar to frequency modulation, but in phase modulation, frequency of the carrier signal is constant. The phase of the carrier signal is changed to reflect voltage change in the amplitude of modulating signal. Here you can see the it was same as in the previous slide. The carrier signal was uniform and this is the analog data. While we are merging these two signals, we get this. This is phase. Here you can see that starting from here, there is no change in the amplitude or in the frequency. The change is in the phase, means it here it was in upper part of this axis. Here it has been changed, means the frequency, the phase has been changed. So, this is known as the phase modulation. Another, the next one is analog data to digital signal conversion. Basically, the microphones created analog voice. Generally, what I am speaking is the analog voice, and the camera creates a videos, right? Which treat it as the analog data. So, while we are transmitting the analog data over the digital signal, we need a analog to digital conversion. Basically, what the thing is, while we are speaking in a microphone or while we are speaking in a mic, what we are saying? We are saying in a digital, we are saying in an analog manner or in the analog signal, and our voice is converted into a signal that is known as the digital signal. So, when the analog data is converted into a digital signal, then the process is known as analog to digital conversion. So, basically an analog data is continuous streams of data in which the waves from whereas digital data is discrete. The analog wave into digital data, we use PCM. Earlier I told you PCM is pulse code modulation. It is a technique which convert the analog data into the digital signal. These are the steps which are required while we are doing PCM, pulse code modulation. Then these are the steps. First one is sampling. What we do in the sampling? The analog signal is sampled at every t interval. Here you can see if here the value is 0 and at time t, another time t, the value at 1, the frequency or it has been changed at every interval, right? At every interval, the value has been changed. So, analog signal is sampled at every interval. Most important factor in sampling is that rate at which analog signal is sampled. When we are marking or we are taking the points on the analog signal to indicate at this particular interval the thing is like this, right? So sampling is marking those points, means they are you can say the uniform. If the time taken from here to here is 1 second, then from here to here it is also 1 second, means it is uniform, the interval is uniform. So according to a theorem, the sampling rate must be at least 2 times the highest frequency of the signal. So the first phase is sampling. In sampling, what we do, we find at every interval we point the signal. Like here we are doing the sampling. Next is quantization. What is quantization? Sampling yield discrete form of continuous analog signal. Here you can see it was continuous, then it after marking those points at particular interval, it become discrete, right? Here it is, here is some point, here is some point, here is some point. It become discrete. So every discrete pattern shows the amplitude of the analog signal at that instant. What does it mean? While we are marking the instance of at that particular interval, it shows the amplitude. Here the amplitude is starting from 0, it has been increased, here it is increased, here it is increased, here it is increased. So this shows the increase in the amplitude of the analog signal at that particular instant. So this point represents the amplitude of this signal at that particular instant. So the quantization is done between the maximum amplitude value and the minimum amplitude value. The quantization is done between the maximum and the minimum amplitude value. Quantization is approximation of the instantaneous analog signal. We were just marking those points at that particular interval. Here we have removed the signal and the signal is quantized. Earlier we did sampling. Now the signal is quantized. Here the amplitude is highest, here it is lowest, here it is highest. It shows the different phases of the amplitude. Now after quantization, encoding. We do encoding. Then the complete process is PCM. But before, after quantization, we do encoding. Here you can see that at particular instance, if some value, suppose here it is 1, here it is also 1. It shows different phases or different amplitude of that particular signal. The quantization is then converted into a binary format. Then this process is known as the encoding. These are the points at particular instances, and when we are converting these points into a binary information, then this process is known as encoding. And the complete steps, first is sampling, quantization, and the last one is encoding, completely forms a PCM, pulse code modulation. It is a technique in which an analog data is converted into a digital signal. Now let's proceeding to the most important on which my focus is it. So digital data to digital signal conversion. Basically the data is already in digital, the data is already digital. Now we have to convert it into a digital signal, right? So to digital encoding represents of digital information by a digital signal. When binary ones or zeros generated by the computer are translated into a sequence of voltage, then that propagation over wire is known as digital to digital encoding. So here you can see what does the digital to digital conversion is. Here is the digital data, and we are converting this data into a digital encoding. Means we are representing the data into a sequence of voltage pulse, right? You can see here if the downfall represents 0, then upper can represent 1 in this form. right? So it has three techniques. How we can, means there are three techniques in which we can convert a digital data to a digital signal. So first technique is line encoding. Line encoding is, what does it mean? It is a process which is used to convert digital data to digital signal. Data is the form of number, audio, video, and it has to be stored in a different form of sequence of bits in the computer. Thus, line encoding process convert the sequence of bits to the digital signal. On the sender side, the digital signals are encoded into the digital data are encoded into the digital signal at the sender side, and whereas the receiver side, it has been decoding, means the reverse process has been applied. You can see here, this is the data, then the sender uses the encoder and it converts the data into a digital signal, and at the receiver end, the signal received by the receiver, and it uses a decoder which convert, means receiver uses a decoder which converts that digital signal again into a digital data. So while we are using line coding technique, then it has been broadly classified into further unipolar, polar and bipolar. So what does this unipolar, polar and bipolar is? So unipolar is basically, it was designed non-return to zero, means NRZ scheme where positive voltage defined bit 1 and zero voltage defined bit 0. So the unipolar scheme make use of only one voltage level. It is called non-return to zero because the signal does not return to zero in the middle of the bit. Here you can say if the bit is 1, then it will not return to 0, right, until the next bit came. So unipolar scheme, we usually call it another name of it is NRZ. NRZ is non-return to 0. This represent the positive voltage, means if there is 1, then it represent the positive voltage. Positive voltage means if this is the axis, then this is the positive voltage, and if there is 0 in the digital data, then it represent the negative not negative, it represent the 0 voltage. Negative is like this, but it does not represent this, it represent this, means there is no upper voltage or no negative voltage. So let us take an example. If the example is 1, 0, 0, 0 and 1, how we can represent the data into a unipolar? Let's see here. 1 represent positive voltage. So this is 1 and 0. How many zeros? 1, 2, 3 zeros, and again there is a 1, right? So it is 1, 0, 0, 0, 1. In this way, a digital data is converted into a digital signal. This is a conversion by using a unipolar scheme, or we can say the non-return to 0 scheme. Next is polar. In this scheme, the voltage are on both sides of the time axis. In the previous technique, the voltage is only in the positive side, right? But the next technique, that is polar scheme, in this voltage is in the both side, means it is also in the positive side as well as it is also in the negative side. It is further, the voltage level for 0 can be positive, and in this technique 0 represent positive voltage. Positive voltage means like this, and 1 represent negative voltage. Negative voltage means this one. Earlier it was non-return to 0, means 0 represent nothing, not positive, not negative. It remains on the 0 axis. Here 0 represent positive, 1 represent negative. It has two further versions of polar, that is NRZ L or NRZ I. NRZ L represent non-return to 0 level and non-return to 0 invert. So what does this non-return to 0 L? In this level, the level of voltage mainly determines the value of the bit. Thus, the level of signal depends upon the value of the bit. Here you can see NRZL. The I have just told you 0 represent positive voltage, so here it is positive, 1 represent negative, here it is negative, 0, 0, positive, negative and positive, means it follows this sequence 0, positive, 1, negative. It converts the data in this form. NRZI, NRZI means what? It has some conditions like the change in level means starting from 0, 0 is positive, so it is positive, 1, 1 means negative, then again there are 0, 0, but here is a here is important point is what? In this, the change in the level of the voltage mainly determines the value of bit. Suppose if there is no change, then the bit is 0. Here you can see it is 1, 1 represents negative, so here it is negative, but it will not change until a 1 occurs. It will remain in 0, means as in this case 0 should be in the positive side, but in NRZI the voltage will change only when there is another, like starting from 0 it is 0, then it is 1, we are going 1. If it is there are two conditions on which we can change. If there is if we are earlier we have taken 1 0 and we have changed, if the question is like 0 1 0 1 1, right? So how it will form? It will form like this: 0 represent positive voltage, then it is 1, 1 represent negative voltage, and according to the previous rule, if a 0 come, then we should go in positive side, but it will become NRZL and we are converting it into the NRZI. In NRZI, it will remain negative. For 0 also it will remain negative until another 1. If it will come, if next bit is 0, then there will be no inversion. Here after this the next bit is 0, then there is no inversion. If the next bit is 1, then there is inversion. Inversion is like this and this. Again there is 1, then it will go like this. Inversion will take place only on 1. So this one is 0, here it is 1, 0, 1 and here it is 1. So I hope you all get to know what I have just said. The main point in this is the only difference between NRZL and NRZI is NRZI 0 represent positive, 1 represent negative. NRZL 0 represent positive, or 1 represent negative. In NRZI there is a change. For the first bit you just need to follow 0 and 1 pattern. 0 means positive, 1 means as the 1 enters it will change the phase. It will change the phase and it will not change until another 1 comes. There are 0, so it remains in the 0, another 1 comes, it will change its phase. So this is polar. In bipolar there is AMI, it means alternate 1 inversion. In this, neutral 0 voltage represent binary 0 while binary 1 represent alternative positive, means if there is 0 it remains as 0, if there is 1, 1, then 0, 0, 0, 0, 1 negative, means while 1 enters in the data it will inverse. Earlier it was in positive, now another 1 it is in negative. If there is another 1 it will in positive, if there is another 1 it will in negative. So inversion take place on 1. So in pseudo ternary, 1 bit encode as 0 voltage and 0 bit encode as positive voltage. Here you can see 0 is positive, 1 is negative. 0 is means it is reverse of this one, AMI. Pseudo ternary is reverse of AMI. In AMI, if 1 enters, it will alternative. If there is first one, it will in positive. If there is another one, it will in negative. In this, if there is 0, earlier it was 0, it was in positive, another it was in 0, it was in negative, positive and negative. So it will change according to the 0 and 1. So these are Manchester encoding For 1 you have to represent it like this, and for 0 you have to represent it like this. Like here it is 1, so the data is like this. If it is and another one is 0, it is like this 1, so we have to do it like this 0 and another one. So in this way the Manchester encoding is done. Last one is the differential Manchester. If 0 enters, then we can make a pattern, or we can make a signal of any of these, either using this, either using this. For 1, the signal is in the form of these two. Like for 1, suppose if this is the question, then for 1 the signal is like this, and for 0 the signal is like this. For 1 the signal is, now the signal ends here, so this will be our next. So in this way the data is converted into a digital signal. Thank you.